It's a team that we did have in CBB rank. It's a team that not a lot of people probably know about because they are a mid-major, a true mid-major team, and that is North Carolina Asheville. UNC Asheville. You probably ask, why am I talking about UNC Asheville? Why am I clicking on this podcast to hear about a school that probably won't even make it in March Madness? Well, right there, you're probably going to be wrong because UNC Asheville is a legit threat to not only win their conference, but to also potentially upset a team or two in March Madness. And I know that I'm calling this in September. We haven't even gotten to the start of the season yet, but it starts with Drew Pember, one of the top returning players in all of the country, averaged over 20 points per game last season. He's a big man. He doesn't really stretch it out too far from three-point land, but he's versatile, which means that while he does do most of the work down low, Drew Pember demands attention running up and down the court in transition. Whether he might pass it out of a shot, he is going to score the ball. He is going to rebound the ball. He's a big man by that definition. But he's not an easy guard. He's not just going to sit down there in the paint and overpower you with his strength. He has some moves, and he runs this UNC Asheville offense. But he's not alone. That's the difference. A lot of mid-major teams, Sam, they rely on one player in general. That is not North Carolina Asheville. They have 5 starters, including Pember, that are either seniors or graduate seniors. So this is a team that is experienced, a team that won 27 games last season, so they know how to win games. And they added Greg Grant Jr., who, to be fair, only averaged 2 points last season at North Carolina State, 4.5 rebounds, also played at Providence before he went to NC State. But that says it right there. You've got a team in North Carolina Asheville, a small mid-major school that has experience up and down the board in their starting lineup. Greg Gant Jr. might not even start. That's how loaded this team is. And he could be a hell of a good 6th man. And one last point. The team added a transfer from VCU. They have a couple other guys returning. They could go 9 deep if they needed to. So when you look at all that on paper, for a team that already did it last year, not only do they deserve that number 100 ranking, I thought they should have been in the top 90 at least. But I think this is a team that you should keep paying attention to throughout the season because they will be there, at least when we're talking about conference championship week. And they could definitely be a 12 or a 13 seed in March if all goes well.
Wow. You sound very passionate about UNC Asheville. I mean, if I'm going to be completely transparent. This is Matt's Madness. So, we're not big fans of coding the truth. Like, we're straight up with each other. I don't know much about UNC Asheville. I can't lie. So I'm going to take your word for it here. I'm not going to debate you. I remember Greg Gant. I know Greg Gant. And I completely agree with the point that mid-majors run on one player, especially postseason time. And you can say that about any team, but especially mid-majors, that best player is always leading you to that conference championship. And then maybe even some upset wins. Like, those are who we look out for when we're picking our brackets. So hats off to you, Matt. That was not too shabby.